Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome all. Hi, this is a shifting video. So yeah, no noises or anything today. Don't need to worry about that. Also, this bright light is like so blinding me right now. I don't know what to do about it, guys. Oh, I can't get the there, but I tried turning off I tried turning the light off behind me. It's just not enough light. I just look dark up front. I didn't want to look all bland for you guys after not talking to you for like maybe a week or so. I did shift to the My Hero Academia universe a couple of times. So I am basically going to tell you guys what happened. But I'm going to try to put it all in one. So just bear with me. I don't really know how long this video is going to be. So I'm going to try to explain everything that happened. Now, based off of the thumbnail, you guys kind of already have an idea of what's going to happen. And I wanted to give you guys a little clue, kind of like what I've been up to. I had some difficulty with my camera and stuff, so I haven't really been doing videos that much. I only do them like once in a while. I think my internet's gotten better. It actually shut down a couple of times, so I was just having trouble uploading things. Also, I decided that I want to do Frodo's party. I'm thinking I want to do it next Saturday, and I do want to try it on Switch. I'm just going to wait to see what happens. I'll let you guys know if I change my mind, but I'll do an announcement video later to like confirm it for you guys. For those of you interested anyway, for sitting through. So we're gonna celebrate Frodo's we're gonna celebrate him being here again. We're gonna do it and it's gonna be like his 5th month. But actually it'll be like 5.5 months by then. Yeah, because we're moving on his 6 months, so it got canceled last time because of work, so I have things under control a little more now, so it's a little less chaotic. All right, I'm gonna jump right into what happened. Did I move that? Okay, yeah, I did. Blinding light. Okay, so I shifted back to the My Hero Academia universe because I needed to watch Frodo. I decided I'm gonna spend at least 3 to 4 days out of the week with him. I am his mom, and it's my duty to look after him. Plus, I try and see him as much as I can because I don't want to miss. I feel like I'm missing out on moments in his life because I can't be there all the time. So I shifted my house. I do everything like normal, and then I decide, if Toshinori or Endeavor or Hawks or someone comes over with him, maybe they can sit down for coffee and we can catch up. We can talk a little bit. So I'm pretty surprised to see Endeavor bring him by the house instead of, Hawks didn't bring him like I expected. And I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to see Toshinori today. There's probably zero chance. So, he hands me Frodo. And Endeavor goes, well, I wanted to let you know that Frodo's kind of in like a little phase. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. He's my baby, right, baby? And he's, laughing and stuff. And so, like, I'm holding him and everything. And he's like, well, don't get, upset with him. And I'm like, why would I get upset with my baby? I'm not going to get, upset. I go, what is he doing? Just tell me. And Endeavor tells me he just, he's in this phase where he just chucks things on the floor. Like, you'll give him something, he'll throw it. Or he'll just, like, if you put something on the counter, he'll just knock it off or whatever. I figure, it's no big deal. It's a baby thing. Whatever. It's no big deal. It's nothing I can't handle. If I have anything hot or anything, glass or something, I just won't put it near the edge of the counter. I just won't do that or whatever. And, I told him it'll be fine. I told him I'll look out for that. And Endeavor goes, okay. So here I am thinking this is, I thought this isn't really a big deal, This is obviously a baby phase. Frodo's like, what, 5.5 months, so he can't really do that much damage. He's small. He's little thing. So I sit him down on the floor. I just leave him on the floor because, he's at the point where he's kind of learning how to move a little bit, but it's more so he's like scooting. Endeavor taught him how to roll, but now he's like kind of, it's almost like he's trying to do like an army crawl, whatever. I don't know, army crawl, stomach crawl, whatever you call it. And I already had his things ready, so I was just going over to, get his stuff. So I set my things on the counter, and I thought, I'm just going to have breakfast next to Frodo. I'll set my plate and everything beside him. and he's in his high chair. And so like I set the high chair on the table, I sit him in the high chair, and I bring his bottle and stuff, and so I sit his bottle down in front of him, and I'm like, okay, now to go get my stuff. So I go get my stuff out of the fridge. And I just have like a sandwich, you know, I just decided to have a sandwich. The only thing I ate on it was like cheese, because in that world the only thing close to human food was like, so the cheese I had was almost like an American cheese. It had like a different flavor to it, kind of, but I just accepted it anyway because it's another universe. Obviously, things be a little bit different. It actually tastes more delicious than our regular like American cheese. It was just better. It was almost like Gouda flavored. Just figure I just have like a little cheese sandwich. I'll just sit alongside him and eat. Plus, if Frodo's imitating me and he's watching me eat, he'll learn how to do it too. That way, when he actually starts eating, he'll be able to, you know, he won't really need to be taught. But I should probably be teaching him how to eat with like a spoon, maybe. So I thought next time maybe I'll just have some soup. Also, I wanted to do part two of what I did last time with the vegetables and fruits. This time I want to use like beans. I know he's gonna hate them, but I still want to try and make him eat them anyway. Because I want him to see if I can get him to swallow them at least. If he can swallow them without like, now if he gets sick, then I might feel. I, okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay, so I said Frodo's bottle was sitting there. I got all my stuff, and I sat down in my chair. I'm sitting next to Frodo, and I'm like, okay, so Frodo, he's sitting there, and then he takes his hand and knocks the bottle on the floor. So then I'm like, okay, well, he knocked the bottle on the floor. I go, okay, well, let me get up and pick it up. So I pick the bottle up, I put it back down. And so, like, he knocks it on the floor again. I go to sit down and he knocks it on the floor again. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's just not hungry. I'll just put it away. Maybe that's his language. Maybe that's Frodo's way of, like, actually talking and saying, I don't want that. So I was like, well, then I guess you're not hungry. So I put the bottle away. And I'm sitting there, I'm eating. And then he's like, he does this, with his hands. And I'm like, oh, do you want mommy to pick you up? So I like take him out and I'm sitting him on my lap and I'm, I have my sandwich, I bite out of it, and he starts pulling my plate. And I'm like, nope, that's not yours, that's mine. And I start pulling it back. And my drink that's sitting here on the table knocks it off. So I'm like, okay, so he's in this, knocking it off phase thing. So I put him back in the chair. I'm like, I guess you're not gonna sit on mommy's lap. He starts crying. I'm like, whatever, he can just cry. I finally finish eating, he's still crying. So I'm like, well, he didn't want his bottle. So, I guess he's not hungry. So I sit him inside of his little baby prison thing. And I get like one of his favorite toys and I put it in there with him. Frodo's playing with the little toy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he seems fine. So I pick up his bottle, I pick up my other stuff off the floor, my drink. I go get a napkin. I'm cleaning my drink up. And then Frodo starts crying again. And I go, okay, I know that cry. That's a hungry cry. He's hungry. So I sit him in the high chair again. I put the bottle. And so I'm like, here, Frodo. I give him the bottle and plop, it knocks it on the floor. I go, Frodo, why are you doing this? What the heck? I go, so you're not hungry then? But he's still crying for the bottle. So I go, okay, so I hold the bottle up. I start feeding him the bottle. He's drinking it. He's drinking it hungrily, like he's hungry. So I'm like, okay, well, obviously he's hungry. So I'm like, okay. So then I like unscrew the bottle a little bit. And I'm like, dang it, because all of the, so what they've started doing was they've started putting in, yeah, they grind everything, they put it in there, but they start putting like vitamins in there. They've started like mixing his medicine and stuff in there. Because Frodo is still on like medication. He's on like antibiotics and stuff. It's so weird, his anatomy, the way it works. Anyway, we're not out of the ballpark with him yet. He could still wind up in a hospital from like a bacterial infection or something like that. So that's what the antibiotics are for. My child is basically like special needs. So I put down, I put the bottle down for just a second because I left the top right there. And I reach for it and Frodo knocks the freaking thing on the floor. And then he's laughing. So I go, Frodo, no, no, we don't throw it on the floor. He's laughing. And I go, I'm gonna have to talk to the guys about this because I feel like, this is, right now he's in this little phase and that's fine, everything, like he's a baby. But I don't want him to grow up to be a little asshole because it feels like he's an asshole right now. But I can say that about my kid because I love him so much. So I'm like, okay, you're going to bed. I don't care how hungry you are. And I put him in bed. And he was crying, crying, crying. And finally, he just settled off. He went to sleep. So then there was a knock on my door. Knock, knock, knock. I open my door. Guess who it is, guys? It's Toshinori. Toshinori walks in. He's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hey. And, I hug him. And he gives me, like, a deep kiss. And he's, like, touching me. And I'm like, Frodo is sleeping. He goes, I know Frodo's here. How you dealing with it? I go, I'm doing fine with him. Frodo is perfect. My baby's perfect. And he's like, did they tell you about what he's doing? I'm like, yeah. And I said, we're going to talk about that too, because I don't like with him, knocking things on the floor. And Toshinori's like, it's regular baby behavior. You shouldn't, get upset about it. And I'm like, I'm not really upset. I just think that, so earlier he wasted food. And Toshinori's like, you shouldn't have put food next to him and he wouldn't have knocked it over. And I go, that's beyond the point. He's just knocking stuff over. You guys are just letting him do whatever he wants. Like, I get it. He's adorable and everything. And he's like, oh, just let him run all over me. I was like, no. Like, and he's like, well, what happened to the rest of the bottle? I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? What happened to it? I cleaned it up and sent him to bed. She's like, so you sent him to bed with no supper? I said, he had some of it. Okay. He wasn't starving. Frodo has to learn how not to knock things on the floor. So, long story short, and I never usually cut things down, but I do want to get into the next thing that happened when I came back there. Because I did shift out of there after he was picked up. Hawks picked him up. I told Hawks, I said, we need to be a united front on this. When Frodo knocks things on the floor, you need to tell him, no, Frodo. No, no. And you need to pick it up and you don't let him have it back until he learns how to stop throwing it on the floor. I said, we have to be united in this. And Hawk's just like, I don't see what the big deal is. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, listen, you're either going to be on one accord with me. And he goes, fine, whatever you want to do. And I go, okay, well, and so I shift out of there. And I shifted back here and I just thought about Frodo the whole time. Like, I came up with a plan for next time about Hawk and like basically do better about dealing with that. He did kind of make me upset, and that is why I sent him like to bed with no supper. But he did have supper, kind of, like a little bit. But he threw the rest of it on the floor, so you don't get any more. Plus, his bottle takes Frodo's bottle take like 30 minutes to make. Okay, not only am I blending all his stuff together, but then I have to add in the special medicine and all the other stuff. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna remake all that crap again. So whatever. Shift it back here. Night 2. Shift it back to My Hero Academia universe. This time, I specifically shifted to see Toshinori. I knocked on Toshinori's door, and Toshinori is like, Cotton Candy Da, I have a surprise for you. And I heard him through the door telling me he has a surprise. And I go, what is it? And I get ready to come in, and he's like, the door is locked. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, Toshinori, open the door. So I'm like, twisting the handle. Toshinori's on the other side of the door. He's like, shh, it's okay. And I go, what is it? I'm excited because me and Toshinori haven't really had a lot of time together. There's been Frodo. We also have the third person that we added. Not third person, but second person that's in my life along with Toshinori. So there's him. There's Toshinori, there's Frodo. So I have to equally try and divide my time between all of them and not have a favorite, even though Toshinori. Honestly, I can't say that I'm not like head over heels in love with Toshinori, because I am. I'm in love with him, okay? And so Toshinori is like, open the door slowly. So I slowly opened the door, and surprise, surprise. Guys, it was Toshinori in his little form. Toshinori actually showed me in his small form. And he stood in the doorway, and I'm staring at him. I'm just like, and he's like, Cotton Candy Da. I'm like, I just hugged him. I'm like, oh, you're so freaking cute. Oh, I just love you in this form. And he goes, you like me in this form. He goes, you didn't like my other form. I go, are you crazy? And he's like, come on, let's go sit down. So I close the door. We're sitting on the couch. So he's holding my hand. I'm holding his hand. And he's like, Canida, I just wanted to tell you that I'm sorry about before. He goes, I know I mentioned threesome last time. And he goes, I can tell you're not comfortable with that, and I respect it. And I go, thank you so much, Toshinori, for acknowledging that. And also, I have something I want to say to you too. I told him, I go, look, you guys know this because I told you this already, okay? I did not fall in love with Toshinori's form. I fell in love with him. I'm head over heels in love with him. Doesn't matter if he's big or small or whatever. It's Toshinori, and I love him. So I just told him how I felt, and he smiled at me, and I could tell he was afraid to do anything in his little form. I really just held his hand. So then he goes, honestly, I just really thought you were going to try and take advantage of me in this small form. And I go, And I start laughing, and he's like, what? I'm like cracking up at that point. And I cannot stop laughing, guys. I'm laughing so hard. And Toshinori's like, what the heck is so funny? I'm like, thoughts have run through my head before. But I'm so glad that you were able to trust me enough to show me this form finally. We've been dating for, Toshinori and I have been together for some months now. I'm surprised I didn't see him like this before, like by accident or something. Ah, still bright light. It's shining like literally right in my face, but I even opened the window to let more light in, guys. I did what I could for it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so he asked me if I wanted to watch a movie with him, and I said sure. So me and Toshinori, we sat and we watched the movie, and we had popcorn, and I held him I held his hand, and he had his arm around me, and I gotta tell you guys, he got some big, strong hands, regardless of them being like frail and little. Like he still had, I could still tell it was Toshinori underneath all that, and and then while we were sitting there, he changed into his back to his big form, back to All Might, not Small Might anymore, the big one now. And so like we were making out on the couch, and he like oh. So guys, I had on my lumberjack shirt. Oh, I have to show you guys the shirt. I have to show you guys. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you. Okay, let me pause it, and I'm gonna go get the shirt so I can show it to you. And we're back. So this is the lumberjack shirt I was wearing. Okay, this is the shirt that I had on. All right. All right. Now you guys got a visual image of what it looked like. Okay. So that's what I had on. And Toshinori, he was like undoing the buttons with his mouth, and I was like kind of watching him at first try to do it. I'm like, he's not really that talented with his mouth, but I guess he is. He like undid all my buttons. So like it slid off of me, and I had on like, okay, you guys, you know how the bra is like on the front. It's like fastened to the front. So Toshinori was like, so he was making out and stuff, and then he started kissing on my neck. His hands was reaching up to like the back of my bra, and so like his fingers were like on like the back part of the bra, but you could tell he couldn't find like where the hooks were. So like I was secretly kind of like I was, I was secretly laughing. Okay, let me stop laughing so I can tell you guys. Okay, I was like secretly laughing because I'm just like, so he's like trying to find it, and then finally he's just like, what the? And I go, actually, but it's from the front. I like undid the front, and then and then he put his mouth on our nipples, and he started sucking on them, and his his tongue went lower, and he like he's basically like licking me. And then so like he was in me, and then he was like penetrating me, and he was like in and out, and then just like and then like I was in my stomach, and he was like behind me, like hitting me from the back, and it was like the most amazing thing ever. I was like holding on to like the edge of the couch. I was like hanging off. I was like clutching it tightly. Like the orgasm was amazing. I was just like yelling his name, and he kept saying my name back. And so like afterwards, I like took a bath and everything, and he came in there and he's like, "You want to take a bath together?" And I was like, "You can come in with me." So he got in with me. We were like sitting across from each other, and I was just like, "Thank you for today. Thank you for showing yourself to me." And he's like, "I love you." And then we started making out in the bathtub. And you guys know what happened. Like basically the same thing happened over again. It's like I had to leave there because I kept like falling into him. Like we kept going at each other. So it was like, oh, that was the best time ever. And then I came back and I'm just like, and then I went, and then, so when was it? It was recently that I went back to My Hero Academia universe. I shifted back home again. I had a tough day at work the whole day. And I was angry, guys. I was so angry because I just felt like so underappreciated. Um, I was mad and I was like, you know what? Hawks will make me feel better. If I go to Hawks, then I really thought about it. I'm like, if I lay next to Hawks in his bed, he's going to wake up. Toshinori doesn't wake up. Toshinori will sleep the whole time and I can stare at the galaxy. And I'm like, which one, which one? I was like, I'm going to flip a coin. Guys, and let it on Hawks. So I arrived at Hawks' house. And, I was standing on the edge of the bed and he's sleeping soundly. I can hear him snoring, everything. I'm just like, okay, he's sleeping soundly. And as soon as I even moved, as soon as I took like a step forward, I hear stop. I'm like, it's like freeze. And I look at him. I turn my head to look at him. He's like, I said freeze. I'm like Hawks. He's like, just stay right there, don't move. And I go, what are you doing? I go, look, I came here to see you because it makes me feel better. And I'm like, Hawks, there's nothing. But then I heard him like moving stuff around. I heard like it sounded kind of like chains rattling a little bit. And I'm like, okay. He's like, don't move, stay right there. So as he was saying, stay right there, I was literally backing up toward the window and I climbed out the freaking window. And I'm like, okay, so I know I'm not going to be able to hide here forever. Died called me, shifted out of there. But like, I really think that Hawks genuinely doesn't like me popping up there at night. So I'm just going to stop doing that. I guess Toshinori is the only one I can sleep next to, and just sleep through it like freaking dead cannon or whatever. Guys, I really enjoyed my time with Toshinori. I really did. It would have been nice to like lay next to Hawks, at least while he was sleeping. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking of like, if I'm gonna get in trouble for being bad or for doing something, to him, then if he's gonna wake up and I'm gonna get tortured, I might as well just like do things worthy of my torture, right? I'm coming up with the plan of what I can do because I really didn't get him back. He got me. He has all my undergarments basically. I didn't get them back. Now I'm never gonna find them because he knows I found them. And I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever teased him or sexually tortured Hawks in any type of way. I feel like it's his turn because Toshinori already had his. So Hawks is a little less scary, but he can be scary like this one. Yeah, he has like this look. It's like a dark look on his face where he like smirks. And you just know like he's giving you like the creepy face. You guys know the creepy face. Okay, don't be freaked out. Okay, ready? Anyways, Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna end the video here, but that's what happened when I went there all 3 times, and I couldn't make the video earlier. Like I said, I was having a lot of trouble with my camera. It's all fixed now though, so I shouldn't have any issues anymore. I should be able to make more videos now. Um, I'm just really looking forward to Bruno's party next weekend. I'm hoping that everything works out the way it's supposed to. If I can get all my stuff, you know. If you don't have Twitch, I am going to record it, so I'll be able to upload the party onto YouTube with pictures and everything. I'm working on pictures. I can't get Frodo Lulakawa. I just can't. Um, my drawings are not. I'm not like an artist. I'm not perfect at it, but I can draw Frodo like the way that I think he. I can draw him. I don't know how to transform my drawing to look like what I see like physically in him. Like, I don't know. I cannot describe. He looks like. There will be pictures at his party. I promise, guys. I promise. Everyone keeps asking me. I have to. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me some ideas. How should I torture Hawks? How should I do it? How should I tease him in the way that I tease Toshinori? Like, because honestly, he hasn't gotten it from me. Like, he didn't really get it. Like, get it's not the word. He didn't really get what's coming to him like how Toshinori used to get what was coming to him. Remember Toshinori used to get what was coming to him because he deserved it? I feel like Hawks deserves that crap too because you know what? There's been plenty of times when he like caught me off guard. I just wondering what I could do. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna do something there. I'm definitely gonna torture him before I get mine because you know what? I'm gonna get mine first. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching my video. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a like or not. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Ding! That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. And I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. Thank you everybody for watching. Bye.